Hello my YouTube fans. Today we're going to be making a toddler hoodie. Now I have already went ahead and made the first part of the hoodie. You're going to be making two hoodies and putting them together, an outer hoodie and an inner hoodie, just so the hoodie is warm. I'm using an H hook for both hoodies, and I'm using gray and turquoise or bluish color. The first thing we're going to do is make our slip knot, and then we're going to go ahead and chain 89. Now I'm going to go ahead and do that part off camera, and then I'll meet you back at the end and tell you what to do next. Okay, so I went ahead and I have chained 89 chains here. Now what we're going to do is we're going to half double crochet in the next 12 stitches. So just gonna start. That's one. This is 2. 3. Okay. And this is 4. 5. 6. 7. 8. 9. 10. 11. And this one is 12. Okay, so now in our next stitch, what we're going to do is we're going to put 1/2 double crochet, chain 1, 1/2 double crochet. So put our 1/2 double crochet, okay, so our 1/2 double crochet, then we're going to chain 1, and then put another 1/2 double crochet in that same stitch. Okay, there. Now, then you're going to half double crochet in the next 15 chains. So, and then after the 15 chains, you will do 1/2 double crochet, chain 1, 1/2 double crochet. So I'm going to go ahead and do that off camera, and I'll meet you back and tell you what to do next. So I went ahead and I did my 15. Now I'm going to do my 1/2 double crochet, chain 1, 1/2 double crochet. Okay, and now for our next stitches, what we're going to do next is we're going to half double crochet in the next 30 stitches. And then of course after you have double crochet in those 30 stitches, you want to put a right after that you want to put in the next stitch 1 half double crochet, chain 1, 1 half double crochet. So I'm going to go ahead and finish that off camera, and then I'll meet you back and tell you what to do next. So I went ahead and I half double crochet in the next 30 chains. Now I'm going to do my half double crochet, chain 1, half double crochet in the next stitch. Okay. Chain 1, then we half double crochet, and in our next stitches we're going to half double crochet in the next 15 stitches. So this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, hold on, right here, 14, and our last one is 15. And then we're going to put in the next stitch is a half double crochet, chain 1, half double crochet. And then for our last stitches we're going to half double crochet in our last 12 stitches here. So 1, 2, 3, and 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and then here's 11, and our very last stitch is 12. Alright, now that we finished that, you should have something that kind of looks like a square, or I'm sorry, a rectangle. So it should look like this. Now for you guys who saw the hoodie I did before this one, this was gonna be in all gray, but the hoodie that I did before this one was I was using blue and turquoise. It's the same pattern. All I did was switch between my colors, 3 rows for each color, starting off with my gray. So this is considered 1 row because the first row was changed. So you would actually do 2 more rows in gray and then switch off to your blue or turquoise or whatever color you decide to use. My outer jacket is going to be the one with colors, and my inner jacket is just going to be all gray. And yes, I did use the same hook for the first one that I'm using for this one. Okay, so now what we're going to do is we're going to chain 1, and for rows 2 through 7 you're just going to simply half double crochet all the way across till you get to that chain 1 space we made, and in that chain 1 space you're going to put 1 half double crochet, chain 1, 1 half double crochet. Okay, so I did not finish my 7 yet. I'm only on row 3, but I wanted to show you, this is the 3 rows. This is how it looks before I change to my next color. So I just wanted to show you what it looked like and how the rows look like. So it's 1 row here, this is the 2nd row, and then here's the 3rd row. So I'm going to go ahead and I am going to finish up my 7 rows, and then I'll meet you back and tell you what to do. Okay, so I went ahead and I finished my 7 rows, and this is what you should have here. It should look like a rectangle. Now, what we're going to do next is we're going to go ahead and we are going to half double crochet to the chain 1 space. So and then as you can see, I'm coming up on my chain 1 space, which is here. So we're going to half double crochet in this chain 1 space. Then we're going to skip. We're going to skip to the next chain 1 space. And when you're doing this, you want to make sure not to twist your work. We are forming the armholes. So here's my next chain 1 space. I'm going to go ahead and half double crochet in there. Then I'm going to half double crochet in the rest of these to my next chain 1 space. So I'm going to go ahead and finish this part off camera, and then when I come back, I will show you how to do the same thing for the other side without twisting your work. Okay, so I have half double crocheted across, and I'm coming up on my chain 1 space. So I'm going to half double crochet just like I did on the other side, half double crochet in the chain 1 space. Then I want to make sure, bringing this forward, I want to make sure not to twist my work. So you want both of these to be on the exact same side. You do not want one of them back here, because then it will be twisted. So, and then I'm going to go ahead and turn so I can do this. I'm going to half double crochet in the chain 1 space here. Okay, here we go. Chain 1 space right there, and I'm going to half double crochet in there, and then you want to simply just half double crochet all the way to the end here. And now that we finished that, looks like I have a knot. Okay, so now that we have finished that part, I'm going to go ahead and show you what to do next. As soon as I get this knot out. Okay, there we go. Okay. So now for row 9, I'm going to chain 1. You're going to turn your work. You should have something that looks like this. There we go. And here are your armholes right here and right here. Okay, so now what you're going to do is you're going to chain 1, you're going to turn your work. You're going to half double crochet all the way across until you come to here, which is the underarm part of the armhole, and you're going to put 2 half double crochets in here. Then continue on and do the same thing for the other armhole. You're going to put 2 half double crochets, and then after that it is simply half double crocheting back and forth from row 10 all the way to row 45. So I'm going to go ahead and finish that up off camera, and then when I get back I will show you what to do next. Okay, so I went ahead and I have finished my 45 stitches. Now I'm gonna go ahead and take my scissors. I'm going to cut, and I am going to go ahead and tie in my knot to secure it. Now I'm going to take my yarn here, and we're going to go ahead and we're going to make a slip knot, and you're going to start, it doesn't matter which armhole you start on, you're going to start on the armhole, and you're going to start right where the under armhole is. Just going to put it in there, and actually you're going to do a half double crochet. So yarn over, then stick your hook through, and then you're just going to grab your yarn, pull through, and you've just made your first half double crochet. And then you're just going to simply go around evenly. Since every child's arms are a different length, you might want to measure the child's arms to see how long it should be. Let me see here. My arms, I did 27 rows. So that's how long my son's arm was. That I did 27 rows. You can go ahead with the 27 rows, but just to make sure you get it right, you want to measure the arm and then measure how far you want it to go. So you're going to go around, you're just going to half double crochet around, and then you're just going to continue to go around. Now when you do this with the 2 different colors, you would have to join, then chain 1, go around again and join, and change in your colors. But if you're doing a solid color, you don't need to. You can just continue to keep going around in a continuous circle. And you want to keep doing this. You want to do this for both of the arms. So I'm going to go ahead and do that off camera, and then when we'll get back, I will show you how to make your hood. Okay, so I went ahead and I finished both of my arms, and of course they should look something like this. So now that I am done with my arms, we're going to go ahead and do the hood. Now for the hood, all you want to do, and you see I've already tied my slip knot onto my hook, and you're just going to turn your work so you can work in rows here. So what I'm going to do is you're just going to yarn over, and you're going to put your hook in the very first stitch here in the corner. So, and then you make your first half double crochet, and remember to crochet over your tail here. Now you're simply going to go all the way across to the other side. So you're going to go all the way to here, and you're going to chain one and turn and go all the way back. And you want to make this, let me see what my rows are that I wrote down for this one. Let's see here. Okay, so for my hood I did rows 1 through 30. Now every child's height is different, so what you want to do is you want to make this so it is high enough that it is above the child's head. You're going to have to put this jacket on them, or the hoodie on them, and you're going to have to make sure that the hood comes above their head before we do the next step, which is slip stitch it together to actually make the hood. So you're just going to half double crochet all the way across, and you're going to keep going back and forth, making sure that you chain one at each end until it gets to the length where it is above your child's head. You can measure the child's head and then measure the hood, but for my child, which is, he's almost 2, it was 1 through 30. So I'm going to go ahead and finish this off camera, and then I'll come back and I will show you how to slip stitch it together to actually make the hood. So I went ahead and I finished my hood. I made it to the length. I did 30 stitches all the way up. And now what I'm going to do is you're going to take your hood and you're going to turn it inside out. So I'm going to turn it inside out. You want the hood to be facing you, facing the, okay, so the jacket should be facing you. Not the front side should be facing you, not the back side. So that when you turn this inside out, you're going to slip stitch the top part together. And then you're going to turn it right side in, and it will be a complete hood. So you don't want to detach your yarn or anything. You don't want to cut it off or anything. You just want to put the two together. So like this, you're going to put your two together, and I'm just going to go through this one, and you're going to slip stitch just like that. So I'm going to do it again. You just go through, grab the yarn like this, grab the yarn, and you just want to do this evenly. Until you get all the way to the end. Just give me 1 minute to fix the camera. Okay. Okay. So we're just gonna keep going. Now I'm going to go ahead and finish the rest of this off camera, but you understand that you're just going to slip stitch all the way across. You just want to go across as evenly as possible. You don't want any lumps in the hood. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and finish the rest of this off camera, and then when we come back, I'll show you what to do next. Okay, so I went ahead and I finished the slip stitch, and I went ahead and I cut my yarn. Now I'm just going to take my yarn and put it through, take my yarn and put it through the loop. I'm going to pull to secure it. Then what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my yarn needle and I am just going to weave it through the top of the slip stitch just to secure it. And then I take it and go along the sides. I'm going to make sure it's very secure and it doesn't come out. And then I will take my scissors and clip off that excess. Okay. Now, what you're going to do is just turn it right side in, and you should have a hood on the top. Okay. So now, I'll move this up some so you guys can actually see. A minute. You can actually see this hood. Okay. I hope that's a better view for you guys. Okay. So now what we're going to do is we're going to take our gray yarn. I am going to make a slip knot. Put my yarn in there. Now we are going to start from any end. You want to not, you do not want to half double crochet across the bottom. So what you want to do is you want to half double crochet from one end of your hoodie all the way around to the other end of the hoodie. But remember, do not half double crochet across the bottom because it already has its half double crochet trim. So remember, not across the bottom, but from one end all the way around to the other end, and then you want to tie it off and do exactly what I did in on the hood, which is to take your needle and weave it through to secure it. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to attach my yarn right here at the corner. You want to do a half double crochet, so you want to yarn over first, go into, pull out, and you want to make your first half double crochet, and remember to crochet over your tail. Now when you're half double crocheting on the sides, you want to make sure that you're half double crocheting as evenly as possible. So it's going to continue to keep going. Okay, and I'm going to go ahead and do the rest of this off camera, and when I come back I will show you what to do next. So I went ahead and I finished, and you should have something. You should have two actually, one with one solid color and then another one down here that I have with two colors. Now you don't actually have to do it this way. You can do it both in solid colors if you want to, or you can do it both in two colors if you want to. Now, as I said before, when you're making this one, it is 3 colors for each row. Just remember that as you're making it. I'll put up a written version too, but as you're making it, you want to make sure you do 3 colors for each row. So now what you're going to do is you're going to take I'm going to take the solid one, and you're going to put it inside of the one with the stripes on it. You're going to sew them together. That's what you're going to do. You're going to sew around the edges, and you want to sew around the arms of this. So I'm going to go ahead and do this off camera, and then I will come back and show you what to do. So I wanted to give you an idea of what it's going to look like when it's together. It's going to look like this. Now, I know I said to sew it together. You can sew it with yarn, or you can do a slip stitch all the way around this part, and then you want to make sure you slip stitch inside. So you want to make sure it's pulled up and it's all together. So make sure you put everything in right, and make sure it's all together and not scrunched or bunched up. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to slip stitch around, and then the last thing we're going to do is we're going to attach our zipper. I'm going to sew on my zipper here. So I'm going to go ahead and do this off camera, and then I will meet you guys back at the end. So I went ahead and I finished it, and now you can see how it looks. It's all been actually not slip stitch, but half double crochet together. I started half double crochet and didn't realize it until I was halfway across, but it does work out. So if you want to slip stitch, you can. I would recommend half double crocheting around, so that way your zipper will have somewhere to be sewn on. So I'm going to go ahead and put my zipper on next, which will go right here. And you want to get a zipper that is the length of the jacket. So mine's going to come right about there. That's good enough for me. So right about here, as you can see. But this is how it looks like when you get done. And it's actually pretty thick. So this will be a wonderful fall jacket or hoodie. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to show you how to put the zipper on. Okay, so now you know you want to get a zipper that comes, that comes apart. So this one, because it will go, let me get it backwards. So it goes like this. Okay, so this one will go on this side, as you can see, and you will start from the bottom and you want to get one long enough. So my zipper will stop right at about the hood part. So this one will go here, and this one will go right here. So this way, you won't be able to see it if you do it up under. So you want to cut a very long piece of yarn, same color as this part, so it's not, so you can't see it. So what I'm going to do now is we're going to go ahead and start this. So what I want to take and put this here, I want to come through the bottom like that, and I want to pull it through. And the first thing I want to do, take that out, is I am going to, I don't know if you can see this. Okay, I hope you guys can see this. I'm going to tie up and make a knot here. Right at this bottom, I'm going to tie it. And I'm going to make a knot. Go. And then I'm going to take my needle. Okay, I'm going to take my needle. It's not all the way in. Okay. Let me just move the camera over some more so you guys can see. Okay, so I'm going to take my needle, if I can ever get my yarn through the needle hole. Okay, there it is. And I'm just going to take it, and I'm going to go through the little loops here to hide that part. Just going to pull it through. There. And then what I will do is I will just simply cut off the little bit that's sticking out there. So now where I cut off my yarn here, I'm going to try to put this through the yarn hole again. Okay, there we go. And then you just want to continue, feel for where you want to stick it. You don't want it to be too far apart. Just like that. There we go. And then you're just going to go back. You want to stay as close as possible. And you might want to go over this once or twice, just to make sure it's secure. And remember, you want a long piece of yarn. So as you can see, and I want to do it, I want to make sure I stay even. I'm going to put that right next to it. There we go. Uh-oh, my yarn came out of my needle hole. So I just want to put that back in there. But you're going to continue to do this. You want to do this for both sides. So go right back next to it. And we're going to pull it out again, just like this. And again, right next to it. You want to keep them pretty close. And I'm going to go over this, go past this twice just to make sure. So I'll go up and then I'll come back down. And see, you can't tell. It's on the inside and you can't tell it's here, and it looks very, very nice. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to finish this off camera. I'm going to finish both sides and I'll come back and I'll show you how it looks. Okay, so I went ahead and I finished my jacket. I completed it, or hoodie. I'm showing you what it looks like zipped up. And I'll show you what it looks like unzipped. I have some pictures I'm going to put into the video. But I wanted to show you guys how it turned out. I think it's beautiful. It's very heavy. It's warm enough to wear during the fall season and maybe even the winter season. So I hope that you have enjoyed this tutorial. And as always, I am Pinko Light saying happy crochet.